All right, let's start. So you're a Dark Knight?
Yeah,
And how is that for you? Are you happy with that?
like the class.
It's your favorite one?
Yeah, it's the one that fix my place guy the most.
And so, wait, what level are you now? Because I can't really see that.
253.
253, okay. And you're still slowly leveling, or?
Trying to progress to be ready for hard Lucid.
Hard Lucid, yeah, yeah. And Hard Will as well, or just Hard Lucid?
The poker just got practicing normal will.
Mm-hmm.
It's just getting the mechanics gun for that at the moment.
Okay. And let's see. And so, is your whole party ready?
The poker is around 30k each on average, step-wise.
Yeah. Okay. But you've done normal already together with everyone.
Just practice mode.
Well, practice
Focus to
hard.
be made it was phase 3.
Yeah, yeah. And 3. Did everyone make it to part 3?
And that was when only 4 of the 6 people showed up.
Okay. Wait, 4 showed up or 4 survived?
4 showed up to
Okay.
enter the inner Pakistan. Och all was online at that time.
Okay. And all right. So that's the short-term goal, right?
Yeah.
And do you have longer-term goals as well? Do you want to eventually do all the bosses, or you're just doing one at a time and then we'll see?
At least pushing towards Kenya's ones at some point.
All right. So, and what? So the normal ones first, and then maybe the hard ones if the whole party catches up.
Yeah.
Okay. And then maybe Black Mage, of course, right?
Yeah.
A little bit difficult, but wait, you're in puzzle. Are you playing in EU?
Yep.
I remember. We had another puzzle member, I think, right? I think another puzzler did a progression session, I think.
Yacht or something.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm really bad with remembering the names, but I just I remember the puzzle guild.
Yeah.
We did a shout out at the end. Okay, so Dark Knight. What do we need to know again about Dark Knight? Do you have like you have a lot of final damage, and I believe you have a lot of is it ID in your kit?
Yeah, I have a passive skill that ganks 30% ID, and if decent combat is active, it ganks 31%.
That's a lot. And that's wait, nothing is for party though, right? That's just for you.
New Pokemon skills.
And the what is it called again? The eye, is it the Beholder? That one gives you some buffs as well.
Yeah, it gives crit rate
Crit rate, yeah.
and attack.
And it's okay. Oh, your crit is also decently high if I remember correctly, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at your buffed stats, right? And the 100% here, that's with Sharp Eyes?
Yep, decent sharp eyes.
And is it also with goo buffs?
Yeah, I have all the goo skills maxed.
Okay. And do you know if the goo buff finishes? Is your crit rate still going to be at 100?
I have to change up hyper skills setup
Right.
for that.
Wait, the hyper skills?
Yeah,
Or the hyper stats?
not hyper skills, hyper skills.
Do they... Oh, is there more crit rate in there?
The final pack one. If I change it to crit rate there,
Right.
it's even when I'm out of final pact.
Yes. Because you can get the uptime very high, right?
My current uptime is like 57 seconds.
Okay. And what's like a reasonable Do you know like from other Dark Knights what's like a reasonable uptime that most people go for? Is it just Legion, like the Legion block that they build out?
You most for endgame you actually want buff gauge in your ability on second or third line at 28%.
Mm-hmm. That's the ideal, yeah. And then I guess if your Legion is big enough, you put it in Legion 2. If your IED and since your crit rate and your IED are high, once your critical damage and your boss damage is full, you can put into buff duration there as well, right? But yeah, that's like 6k Legion plus, I'm guessing, when all of that stuff is starting to fill out. Okay, well but those are important things to make sure that we have all of that in order. Okay. So look at your hyper stats, where they're at now. Alright, so I crit with 100. Okay. Do you have like questions already written down, or do you want me to should we just go like one topic at a time, and then you'll just let me know if there's something?
Seems simple if we do topics at a time.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. I guess since we have the big screen here, we can look at interoperability. Do you have like a plan already for that, or do you have some questions for interoperability?
I mean, mostly just saving up Honor until the rework.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, because Meso is still solid, right? You can still just make more money when you're training.
Yeah.
It has a little bit of drop, a little bit of buff skill.
Yeah, useful for farming at least.
Yeah, because I mean you're gonna be training more anyway, right? If you want to go Tenebris, you want to go at least 265, right? To be high enough level for all the bosses. Because they don't they don't let you do a lot of damage if you're too low level, so. But you're committed to that, right?
Yeah.
That's good. Starforce. And to which extent are you familiar with the commands in my channel?
I actually have not used them or log. I have only seen the gigs. Well,
which one have you used?
I haven't used them, but I've seen the gigs. Yeah, I've seen that gig for the progression one.
Yeah. So we'll mostly just kind of have this one in the back of our heads, right? And these are like the numbers that we're going to be kind of looking at.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything that's like sticking out that it's really bad, so that's good, right?
The only thing that's a bit on the lower side is my percent damage thing.
Well, this is bonus damage plus boss damage together.
Yeah.
So I think you're good, right? 385. Yeah, you're close to 400 there. So it seems pretty good, yeah. And then Legion-wise, you were at almost 6k, right?
5.5k.
5.5, nice. Oh, almost the same amount of coins as levels. Very close. And how's the sort of coin income is fine since you have some saved up. You're not like running out of coins. You can always buy what you want whenever you're training.
Yeah, I get about 100 coins a day.
Mm-hmm. And when it comes to playing, like the totems, do you use all the totems in a month or not at all?
Tokens. I mostly use most of them.
Okay, so like all 15, you can purchase all of them. You're okay with reward points and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you use like the wealth and those kind of big potions as well, together with the Legion buffs?
Not really. I use at least the Legion wealth coupons.
Yeah.
In combined with tokens.
And you have have you looked into the wealth acquisition potion and those things?
The only thing I don't have enough recipes stacked up at the moment.
Okay. And you know, like when you make a recipe, it stays active for 24 hours, and then you can make it every 5 minutes. So if you save up a lot of materials with one recipe, you could make a lot of potions.
Yeah.
That's how it works. I guess like quick tip, if you want to get more of the recipes, the bosses that drop a lot is like Zakum drops, Arc drops, and then the Root Abyss bosses all can drop as well. So if you do those on one or on multiple characters, you should be able to get some recipes pretty quickly. But yeah, drop rate helps as well, right? So if you have more drop rate on your character, then that increases your chances by a lot to get the recipe.
You use my daily bosses in job gear, except for Helix.
Yeah, for that one it doesn't really matter. You want to get as fast through that boss as possible, right?
Yeah, I usually carry my Helix Sans in about 1 minute run.
Oh, that's pretty fast, yeah. But you can immune all the mechanics, right? You can final pact it through it.
Yeah.
If you get the DK cheat
Helix.
code, yeah. Well, if you're gonna have a little bit harder time on other things, you're allowed to have an easy time too sometimes, okay? That's the balance.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what you're
Final pack is enough to burst almost all 3 phases down.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, and even if it ends like somewhere in phase 3, you can finish that one easily still, right?
Yeah.
As long as you get through phase 2, that's the annoying one, I think.
Yeah. And I don't even need to switch to full damage links.
Oh, that's good.
For that.
That's good, yeah. Because we still have limited switching. Did you see the change that's coming where we can switch the links even more every day?
Yeah.
That should be useful.
A few more times, then pay an additional fee of Mesos.
Yeah, 4 times for free and then up to 10 times with a fee, yeah. When it comes to leveling Legion and stuff, that'll make it a lot easier. Or if you're doing stuff on multiple characters, then you don't have to, plan like a whole schedule ahead of time, so that's good.
Yeah, I kind of do Legion and maining turns.
Mm-hmm. Right now it can be a bit hazardous sometime. Have you looked up yourself for so like the crit rate of course, but like have you looked up yourself for hyper skills what the best is for your situation? Because for hyper skills for Dark Knight I'm not super familiar.
Final pact, some people go with critical, some people go with damage.
Yeah.
It's a split between those two actually.
I guess it depends on if they have enough crit from the other sources, right? When it comes to Legion and Lynx, how are you doing there for crit? Because you're using the Beast Tamer?
I'm not using any crit rate links at the moment.
It's just the Focus Spirit, right? The Beast Tamer? But that's just, what, 7%?
It's the only one.
Yeah, that's the only one, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess what some people might do is they switch the Focus Spirit out for the switch Focus Spirit out for the Phantom if it's leveled, and then that'll cover the crit that you need plus the crit from Focus Spirit, and then you lose the 7% damage from Focus Spirit. But if instead of the 7% damage you can take an extra hyper skill that gives more than 7% damage, then you end up in the positive, right? So then you need either more crit somewhere, or you would need to get the Phantom link to level 3 to be able to cover the difference. That'll be once the goo battle buff ends, right? I don't know if you've given thought to getting level 3 links, because that can be a lot of time. Yeah, not at the moment, okay. I think, getting to 6k would be pretty nice. That would fill a lot of your grid out, right? Allow you to put pieces everywhere. I'll keep an eye on that. So I guess when it comes to the links and stuff and what to level for Legion, I guess we can go into that. Have you seen this one before, this grid? The big one? Really big one.
But not very much.
So this one looks at which stats are good to level up your Legion and your links, just which ones help you level your whole account, basically. And then based on what they have, gives like a general order that I think it's valuable to level up characters, in the sense that they help your account level, and then if you help your account level, they help your main get stronger as well. So you probably already have most of these, but like these first like, well, I would say like up to here for sure. right? Like these first 25. These are like the most important ones, I would say, quite easily. But I would expect you already have a lot of these, right? So like crit rate ones, so we can get enough crit. That way we don't have to put all the hyper stats into critical rate.
The only Legion-karaktär om kan även kan get is probably Nightlord.
Oh, Nightlord, okay. You done the marksman?
Yeah, to 140.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so Nightlord is still... So I think in the combination of the Nightlord crit, plus if you switch into like the Phantom from the Beast Tamer, plus maybe together, even at level 2 Phantom, that'll be 19%, right? That already means that you can also go one level lower on the hyper stats and still have enough crit to hit 100% and be able to keep the hyper skill the way that it is now. Which I think in total will make your damage go up, right?
Yes, I have points over, but I'm not sure what I could put in hyperscack wise.
Yeah. It also depends if you're min-maxing hyperstat between mobbing and bossing, right? If you switch... I think right now you just have one setup.
Same for both. I don't really switch up my hyperstacks.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Because it's a lot of work and it's annoying, and then you forget, and then you're like, you're like, oh shit, I forgot for the boss, and then...
And also it increases scout time when farming.
Oh yeah, every single time you have to switch, you have to count at the time, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, KMS has presets, so hopefully by then it'll be easier to switch around, right?
Yeah.
You could just choose number A or number B, or number 1 or number 2, I mean. Those are not numbers, those are letters. Yeah, and that'll help you... Yeah, but even if you don't go down, I mean, that means that you don't have to redo your hyper skills, and you don't have to lose as much damage if you switch it around like that. So I guess the Nightlord would be a nice one to add for the extra crit rate. I don't know if you see any other classes. Let me zoom in a little bit. Any other classes that are like high up on the list that you haven't made yet?
Zero go to 200, mechanic to 200.
Yep.
I've made all of the Explorer woman classes, so those are already to 140 at least.
Yeah, those are mainly good if you're leveling your Legion mules and you just want to pump as much crit into them as possible so that their critical damage comes online.
If you are honking for more skill collection.
If you're doing that. Are you good on that, on Monster Collection? Because you said you have enough reward points, right?
I have 3 unlocked.
Yeah, and that's, what is that, 3 explorations?
3 explorations, okay.
Yeah, and then add the monsters. And do you do Maple M as well for extra points?
Not every day, but soon, guys.
Okay. Well, as long as you can buy all the things you need, then you got it covered.
I mostly have a little bit of spare after about the tokens.
Okay, that's good, that's good. As long as you keep a little bit of a buffer, then you never get into any trouble.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes some events, I guess maybe this month if you did goo a lot, then you got the double rewards from Monster Collection, right?
Yeah.
So that helped probably.
That's from Hunt. I maxed that one out first.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes pressure off of the other stuff. That's good. And then the critical damage ones, Hayato, Shade, Jet. I think you have the Hayato, right? I saw that one.
At 200, Shade and Jet at 140.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah. That's already 11% there. Yeah, I guess the main thing is just yeah. I mean, I guess I'll unlink this to you. You can use it if you need it. If you're like looking for a new character to get to. And then these are more for bossing, right? The damage ones, the mages to stack the mage buffs together.
Yeah, I finished a bishop to 140, but I haven't really started the mages.
Wait, you're doing all the bishops and then just job change?
No, I'm rarely use job change.
Yeah, I haven't used it myself either.
Mostly you the authentic experience of each class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same. I agree. I like to have the, to feel what it's like. Then I can truly say that I don't like it if I've played it, Otherwise, you don't really know what you don't know. Okay. So your ID was very high. Well, not very high, but like high. And you have bonus on your Gungnir, right?
Yeah, I get... My gear is not too bad at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Is that with familiars as well?
No, without familiars.
Oh, without. Nice. Okay.
Last time I calculated without familiars, it was at 98% functional.
What that could mean for your Legion build is that you can actually just go lower on the IED on your board and put it into boss damage and critical damage instead, especially once you hit 6k.
A little bit.
Sorry?
When the Go event comes out, that's a 10% ID from that. And
That's only 10%, so
I
it's not
get
too bad.
5% for a temporary token.
But yeah, but you know how the higher you go, the lower, like in the number, 10% and 5% means, right?
Diminishing returns.
Yeah, exactly. So I think once you hit 6k, wait, okay, so do you have Gollux full set? The superior?
Full set, yeah.
Yeah. And do you have any IED in your weapon secondary or emblem?
Emblem, 35%.
Your emblem has a line. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're probably in a situation where you're gonna be fine IED wise if your Legion board is like fully on crit damage, boss damage, and then on buff duration with the current setup. Or if you redo your emblem, then you probably want to put it in IED instead of in buff duration, like that. Those are like your two options, I think. So we'll kind of look at what makes the most sense when it comes to upgrading your stuff later.
Trying to figure out a good point to roll out of the ID of the emblem.
Yeah, I think 6k and filling out the entire board will probably be the point for you to do it.
I only have 37 characters on the Legion board.
Yeah. Well, that's a good situation to be in, though. That means the next 3 characters, their levels will fully go to the Legion level still, right?
Yeah.
So 3 more 140s is 420 levels. That puts you really close to 6k. Puts you at 5,975. That's really close. You gonna take advantage of the upcoming event? Leveling up some characters?
I'm going to start by trying to get more arcane symbols from it.
Well, you're already very high, I saw. That's already really nice.
Trying to push. Yeah, my symbols are not too bad. It's the last 2 I'm trying to push.
Yep.
So I actually use a symbol experience calculator, if I would say so, to track how much expected time of days I have left.
Yeah, how many days left?
Until they are maxed.
Yeah, honestly, if I could give advice on like the stuff, I think your symbols, like the amount of stat you can get now from your symbols is pretty low, right? It's only 300 if you max it, and it's the highest level, so it's going to take a while anyway. If you have like
about a month and a half for lecturing.
Yeah, which is already not too bad, right? Like, you'll get there. It's fine. And it's not like...
It's more that will take, like, 3 rounds.
But you have enough arcane power with your hyperstats to be able to get the 50% anyway, right? On the maps where you want to train, right?
I haven't put any into the hyperscape for arcane force. But I'm currently at 1320 arcane power.
Yeah. I think 1320 is what you need for 50% bonus damage on the Limina, right? On the higher end.
From what I hear, I'm about 1 level away from bonus damage, right?
It's 880 plus 440 is 1320. Yeah, 1320 is what you want. That's the plus 50%. So you're good. So, like, if you have the options to go, like, leveling for your Legion or leveling for your main, or extra symbols and stuff. If you're not doing symbol dailies on a bunch of other characters as well, honestly, I would say either do the Legion thing or do your main, whichever you want to do. Because I think comparatively, the value from squeezing out your symbols even more, when you can also just over time level them out, I think is low added value, honestly, if that's a choice that you can make there.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. Like, they'll level up, and you don't need the arcane power for now. Like, they'll get there. Yeah, I think it's more the decision when you make, like, either do you want to, like, squeeze out the levels for your Dark Knight so that you can get to the max level, right, for bonus damage on Will later, and to work towards Tenebra's bosses now in the short term, or do you want to work more on the Legion? Or, you know, do you want to do one week and then one the other week to switch it up a little bit?
Yeah, it's good to switch it up.
Mm-hmm. And your totems, right? You'll won't have enough totems anyway to grind out your main the whole time, so might be better to do Legion a little bit.
I don't only grind main on tokens.
Oh, okay. Most people do,
Yeah.
so I assume that, my bad.
Old, actually, that I didn't use any tokens until 240.
Wow, okay. That reminds me of how my mom leveled. She got her bishop to 250 without totems and without Kishin, with nothing. In the olden days. That was a different time to level.
So not too bad.
No.
Most people are impressed by that.
Yeah, it's... well, once you get used to totems, it's hard to go back, right? But if you level before totems come out, then that's just normal for you. But if normal is with a totem, it's really rough to tell people like, oh, just try off totem. And people, people have the number in their head with like, this is the amount of percent I can make. And then if the number goes down, that depresses people. Yeah, I played before as well, like a long time ago. I got my Demon Avenger all the way up to 250 without totems, without Kana. That was it was a different pace of progressing, for sure.
Yeah.
Now it's fast. It's quite different.
Yeah.
So Legion. Yeah, so I don't know if you have the desire to work on... Well, you have the... you have the Phantom somewhere, right? Oh, there's a 120s. Yeah, so I think if you make those last 3 characters, and then the characters that are 120, you try to work on getting those to 140, then you're good for 6k. And yeah, you can decide for yourself, like, do you want to go all the way to 8k, or do you want to just, you know, slowly use events if they're there? But yeah, go from 6 to 6.5, and then maybe from 6.5 to 7. Whenever there's big events that give you a lot of bonuses for leveling other characters. I don't know if you have the desire to play a lot of other characters, or if you more want to focus on the Dark Knight for now.
Yeah, I focus on main and big, then do 2 to 3 Legion characters, then back to main.
Okay, yeah. Alright, okay, so you like to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's good, Yeah, as long as everything keeps making a little bit of progress, then you're set. Okay, oh yeah, so we mentioned familiars already. So how are you with familiars? Are you currently making them? Oh yeah, I see some large...
Yeah, there are some. At the bottom of for farming, at the earlier of for healing. I haven't gotten any for boss damage.
Oh, okay, that's unfortunate, yeah. And do you have any IED from the lower level ones?
I gotten 20% IED one.
Okay, that's not too bad. And do you have 2 slots or 3 slots available?
2 slots.
2 slots, okay. And you know how to get the 3 slots? Or do you need some...
Yeah, I need 10 backshots total. I only gotten 5 so far.
Yeah. Once you're 255, you can get the Limina one. Is that going to be the 10th one for you? Or do you need more?
No, 6.
6, okay. So when it comes to familiars, I have like a little list with advice stuff, and there's also a list there of the badges that you can get that are easy to get. I don't know if you've seen this. This should help you if you kind of want to like figure out which ones you want to get. Because the further you go, the better it'll be to get 3 slots. That way you can have one, like when you're training, right? You can use this one, the large drop rate. Oh, that one has a nice crit too. You can use that one, and then the other 2 slots you can put familiars in there that you can level up, so that you can reveal them while you're training, right? You can do like two at the same time. And that should help you make a lot of epics and unique cards if you're training a lot, because you know your inventory fills up with cards like crazy, right?
It takes a bit.
Yeah, it takes like 20 minutes to... Okay. Oh, yeah, I guess we will look into that once we get to the equips and stuff. Do you have a full like equip drop set?
I have actually posted the job gear at the bottom section.
Yeah. Okay, I see a ring. 3. Meso, draw. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. And then so you have the familiar, and then you use holy symbol, and then you use the 4 drop rate, and then the 5 meso, and that's how you train. And then with this legion setup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for forming the main.
Yeah.
When I go for legion, I move the bonus XP to crit rate.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, it's not like winning any beauty pageants, but but once you get 6K, you'll be more able to really lock in where you put all the pieces, right? Are you familiar with the Legion solver?
It only tells what pieces to optimize the placement, but it doesn't help with balancing between ID and boss damage.
No, that's true. This is more if you're trying to fill like for Legion, right? And you know what you want, then you can optimize it. What you can also do is if like what you're saying, if you want to use only 2 presets, but one you still have to move things, what you can also do is say like, okay, I'm gonna do crit rate full, and then like a line across, right, into crit damage full, I should say, and then like into crit rate, or you do this, right, something like that, and then you choose either you add this or you do that one, right? But what you could do first is with the characters that you have, see if you can fill this one up, then lock that one in, right? Put those pieces in, then remove those pieces from the list, and then just do reset, clear board, and then just do this, and then do start with the pieces that are left, and then it'll automatically let you do them separately, so you can move them all if you want. Does that make sense? Because otherwise there might be overlap, right?
Yeah, and sometimes with the main spaces, since I don't have a full grid unlocked.
Yeah. You'll have to like do it all manual like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Well, I think because of how close you are, though, 6K is within reach, right? There's 3 new characters, and then just a few more characters from 120 to 140, and you're there. I think only 2 more characters, so it's really close.
I get the last 3 gun. I should get at least be 5.9K.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What do you do on the 120s to get into 140?
Actually, my sky is focus on 3.5 time. Then next section of Legion, I do the same. I never do things once every sort of game, since relogging takes time and higher risk of crashing if you do that a lot.
Yeah, definitely these days. That's true. Yeah, I usually just log in to all of them once a day and just kill Zakum and log out. But yeah, with the memory leaking and with the instability, there's definitely a lot of chance for DCing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the full drop in Meso, and we talked about the big potions. Okay, yeah, so you do have a 20% ID. You did have that one?
Yeah, I didn't push that one. Well,
But you usually use the large, 2 large healers, right?
yeah, for bossing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Since my ID is a 98% functional,
Yep.
doesn't feel like I need to use that one.
No, that makes sense. I guess if you get to the point where everyone can survive well, like for Lucid, right? If nobody really is in trouble for dying, and everyone is like, it's really close, we still do need more damage. At that point, you could opt to switch to the ID familiar instead, and then move some of the ID into crit damage and into boss damage in your Legion board, and that way you can crank up your damage. If no one else needs or you can just take one of the healers away and see if that makes a good difference. Or if you get the 3rd slot available and put the ID there, you can also move those stats around, right? Because since you are so high on the IED, you can go a little bit lower without feeling your damage drop too much. Or might actually increase your damage by switching it around. So that's an option. Did you do both? I'm guessing that you don't switch too much in your Legion when you're mobbing or bossing, right? That's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, like if you look at the links grid, right, you go from the top to the bottom, you'll see all the links that are useful, and you'll have access to all of them. I guess if you're mobbing, the Rin's Blessing and the Fury Unleashed don't do much of anything, right?
Yeah, I have one link screen pick with links for mobbing, one for bossing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one is for mobbing, right? This one's on the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Fury Unleashed is only.
Bossing is like the top.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at the mobbing one now. I guess you can still increase the flat damage a little bit with skills. I don't know if you have the Jet Link skill unlocked, if you want to invest in that one or not.
You get 140, so that should be unlocked.
Okay. Have you rolled it with cubes and everything and locked it in?
No, it seems more like a thing to do when everything else is like Scoukas long.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's a little. It's more min-maxy at the end for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. The pendant, the Dominator pendant, is that one when you eventually want to transpose, or?
Actually, I have one Dominator for job, one for damage.
Ah, okay.
Maybe that's confusing you a bit.
Well, I see the flame, and the flame is pretty good, but it's like so close, but not quite there. So I was wondering if you were holding that to transpose or not.
That's the flame of my job. The one for damage is not quite as good. The best flames I have so far are probably, besides that one, are probably my weapon and my CIA top.
Yeah, the weapon was a little bit lower on the attack, but had a lot more going on in the bottom that covers it. Yeah, top was really nice. And the potential. It's better than mine. I can get 3 lines to save my life.
3 lines game.
Yeah, on CRA gear it's not that self-evident.
It's not very common.
No, it's really hard. Okay, well you can see your backups and stuff.
So near the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have any questions about the matrix?
I'm a bit unsure if it was anything I should swap out of the skills.
Mm-hmm. So you're using 3 boost nodes now?
The first 2 are for my main 2 skills. The next one are for final attack and nightshade. The hyper. It's mostly a filling skill you use
I
in
see.
rotation.
Yeah, yeah. Because if you use 3, then you can max everything you kind of want, but 1 is only half boosted, so you throw in a 4th one to fully boost everything.
What one you want with only nightshade pretty much in.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The first 2 boost nukes are maxed.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, those are the most important ones.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could switch anything out. Well, I'm pretty sure that one that you have on the bench there, the level 10, isn't that like a big AoE kind of thing?
You mean the Radiant Evil Eye?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, it looks like a big evil
Yeah.
eye.
Radiant Evil is the skill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, book excavation is pretty short.
Mm-hmm. So it's more of a bossing skill than a mobbing skill, you would say?
Yeah, mobbing a bit when it's a bit higher level.
You just... Yeah, if you throw it in a part of the map and you jump around, how long does it clear for? How long does it last? Well, I'm gonna look up Radiant. Because I think I remember using it. I don't know where.
20 seconds.
Isn't that the skill that also gets stronger though with the boost node for the evil eye?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
That's the one, yeah. Because in that sense, I would definitely use it over Decent Advanced Blessing. Because Decent Advanced Blessing is nice and everything, but it's not that good. And compared to how much you get from all the possible skills, it's on the lower end. So I wouldn't be too worried about switching that one out. That's not too not too big of a deal.
Yeah.
So then that. If you're yeah. Are there any bosses where you have any difficulty? Because like you have impenetrable skin there, that could be useful for knockdown resistance, right? And stuff like Lotus. I think later in Will it'll be useful, so you don't get pushed around too much.
Just the only trouble I have there is phase 2 and phase 3.
For Lotus?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
It's
guess for...
getting knocked off platforms in phase 2 into the lightning, and
Exactly, yeah.
the hitboxes of the background attack in phase 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the big demolishizers mainly. Oh, you mean the purple balls? That one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one when he goes into the background and shoots out.
Yeah. Yeah, those can be very annoying. But I guess at that point you don't use rope lift, right? So you have a free slot.
Yeah, but sometimes I need to use rope lift in phase 1. So sometimes the lag is going to register.
What, do you lag a lot in... Because you mentioned like the relogging and stuff as well. Is your ping quite high even in EU?
I haven't figured out how to check ping actually.
Oh, here you go. Exclamation mark ping in chat. There you go. I would hope that for you it should be like... Because you're in EU, it should be like under 80, honestly. It should be like 60 to 80 at the most. But yeah, if it's like closer to 200 or something, then it can be very annoying. For Lotus, do you know about the early switches and the late switches?
I'm not quite sure about that one.
I don't have knockback resistance, so I could get... It's possible that I get knocked around a little bit and die here on this character, but I'll try to show, okay? So the reason you might need rope lift is if you're going for... mainly if you're going for late. I think you can do it without rope lifts. But we'll see.
It's not the... Like the laser switches around, like it's problem. It's sometimes the character won't grab onto the ladders. Even when I press the button for it.
It's the portal or the ladder?
The ladders.
Yeah, so you see, when I do it, I don't use the ladders at all. You see that?
Yeah,
so you can use your up...
class don't have an up jump.
Oh, but you do. You know about your up jump? It's when you use the attack key and the up arrow at the same time.
That's something I haven't even known about.
Yeah. It's I think you can also hotkey it. But see here, like when you're switching, right? It's okay to be near the robots. As long as you keep moving, the robots will explode and you don't get the debuff. You see? Like I walk through them. Oh, doesn't hit me, doesn't hit me. Now it'll hit me because I have to wait in the laser. But here I'm safe. So even without using... Yeah, because the ladders and then you're climbing and then they stun you and then you get pushed off by something.
Yeah, it's... The robots rarely hit me. It's just like sometimes...
The debris?
No, not the debris. It's just like sometimes I'm accidentally when I try to climb to the next platform to dodge the laser to get to the portal. My character just doesn't grab on.
Is it... Oh, is it going through the portal as well that doesn't activate?
No, it's just...
Just the ladders.
The ladders up to the platform with the portal.
I see. Well, maybe the up jump can help with that. You have knockback resistance fully at 100%, right?
100%
yeah,
knockback.
That's the only thing that's scary is if you try to do up jumps without knockback, because then you can just get pushed all over.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I would look into the up jump and see if you can use that one, because if it gives you an extra slot, it can make the boss runs faster, right? And then if you can get the impenetrable skin, then that can make phase 2 and phase 3 safer. But yeah, practice a little bit with phase 1.
It's mostly I probably need more space by leveling a bit.
That helps a lot as well, yeah.
Yeah, since 2 more levels will get me 1 more slot.
Yep. And then depending on how fast you level, you could also buy an extra slot. It works for quite a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, the early switch is definitely valuable.
Often if I get screwed by a lagger, often it will trigger my final bat.
What will it do? Sorry.
Often, mostly if I don't have much issue in phase 1. The most issue, but often when the lag is so extra, it mostly when I go kind of a lag spike.
Oh, at the end of the stage or just in the middle?
Yeah, I would say when I jump, just when I about to
use the portal.
In a lag, you got your lag spike for like a second.
Yeah, and that's if the laser is fast, that's enough to die.
Screw me over.
Yeah, that could be enough to die. I guess maybe if you...
For me, it's more like trigger final pack than dying.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But I guess in the worst case scenario, you can also just trigger Final Pact in phase 1, right?
Yeah, Final Pact, if that triggers in phase 1, it's enough to burst phase 1 down.
Yeah, because, if the climbing and stuff makes it so that you can get an extra slot and you can, do more damage during the rest of the boss fight, that would be something to look into. I know the shield, some people use it for stuff later, but the shield is mainly for survivability, and you already...
The Blitz one, yeah.
Blitz
that
shield,
one you mainly use at the last second for burst.
Yeah, and you're gonna get more survivability soon on your spear as well. So I think you should be fine for the survivability part.
Yeah.
It was just, yeah, I would get the evil eye in there for like big extra damage, and then the other one I would consider is the goddess blessing if that one's higher leveled up to make your burst go even stronger. But that's mainly if you're
Goddess
party
blessing.
bossing.
That one is only like level 7 or so.
Yeah, it's only level 7, but it's a lot of extra stat. And mainly if you're party bossing, you're also not going to really use your Urda Nova, right? So you can take off Urda Nova, either rope lift or maybe Holy Symbol, depending on which boss you're doing. So you can create some... And the Goddess Blessing.
Mostly only do with Lucid and Packers Will like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then you don't use Urda Nova, right?
No. Not really.
No. So then you already create some extra space, so... I think you could put the important ones there instead of the Advanced Blessing. And then maybe instead of the Bind, maybe instead of Rope Lift, and then maybe instead of Holy Symbol, depending on what boss it is. Like for Lucid, you don't need Holy Symbol, because you can just switch to it at the end, right, when you have the box.
Yeah.
But boss like Will, you know, if you want to get all the drop, maybe you do keep it in. But for Will, you can't use the True Reckoner Reflection, so then that one goes out again. So
yeah,
there's a lot that moves.
Not working with.
Yeah, I know. As much as we wanted to do extra damage, it just won't work, sadly.
Yeah.
But yeah, does that kind of explain the matrix for you? On how to prioritize? And what to switch, maybe?
Little bit.
A little bit, okay. How can we make it more clear? What situation are you not clear now?
I'm not sure what to switch Arcane over out for in party bossing.
In party bossing, I would just do anything that you can. So I would get the Radiant Evil Eye in there instead of the Decent Fast Blessing, right? That's like the first one. If you're party bossing, I'd probably put the Grandest Blessing in there, unless you need the survivability in the boss fight more. Then I would put Impenetrable Skin in there.
Blessing, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would do. And then if you have more that you can move in, then you can put the Blitz Shield in there. But don't put too many extra skills in there at the same time, because then you have a lot of extra stuff that you have to think about, right? Or maybe do it only in practice runs.
Blitz Shield, I just get with a BA on a high def dummy to see if that one was good to use. It doesn't, in my opinion.
The Goddess Blessing wasn't good?
The Blitz Shield.
Oh, Blitz Shield, yeah. So I've seen Blitz Shield used for people in training, in big maps and stuff, as an extra AoE skill. Same with Urda Shower, right? Yeah.
To use.
It seems very niche to use.
Yeah. I think the BA to test if I have enough burst for P3 Hagelosig.
Yeah.
Knocking off. Focusec BA on high def is about 600 bill.
And was that with the Radiant Evil Eye and with the Goddess Blessing as well?
It was the Goddess Blessing.
But not with the Evil Eye?
No.
Okay. Well, that should add a decent amount of damage on your BA, I think, because there's at least one other skill that you can take out for, right? Like if you're doing a BA, you don't need the rope lift, you don't need the Nova, you don't need the Holy Symbol, so there's stuff to put in.
Since two should work on Lucid at least.
Well, what should work on Lucid?
Oh, 2 action reflection.
Reflection?
The will skill.
Oh, yeah, True Reckoner Reflection. Yes. That will work on Will, yeah. On Lucid, yeah, true. But then you don't need Holy Symbol, so then you still have that extra slot available. Yeah. You switch Holy Symbol with one of the boost nades at the end.
It's mostly knockback, since it's not level 1 skill. My will skill is level 9.
Yeah, the will skill, man, I think the damage like doubles between level 1 and level 30. So like the damage goes up, but it's not like insane
It's
or
not
anything.
just the damage, it's the duration.
Yeah, the summon is really good, yeah. The damage from the summon. I'm including that one, yeah. But like the whole thing kind of doubles between level 1 and level 30. So it's a slow increase. But if you're going from, say, having a skill that doesn't help you during the boss fight at all, like Holy Symbol, but you switch that out with the Radiant Evil Eye, something like that, that will increase your overall damage by way more. Even if you just use it like a few times in a boss fight, it'll help a lot. Plus, it's AoE. If you use it in Lucid, it'll hit all the golems. You know?
Yeah.
It's pretty useful. And it gets boosted, right, by the boost node, so it's pretty strong. Yeah, not super
It
knowledgeable.
boosts you should be to 15 with about 115% multiplier of damage on it.
Yeah. But it does a lot of lines, I think, right? It's just continuous damage?
No, it's not all the time, but action. So it only bursts out a little bit every few seconds.
Oh, okay.
It's similar to the will skill in how it functions.
Oh, okay. Let me read up on it a little bit, because I haven't done Dark Knight in a hot minute.
Not many people choose to main it.
Yeah. Could you have, there's like a bunch of skills with the same name. They have like a hyper skill that's like a explosion as well, right? That explodes like the eye?
Not hyper skill, but a buff. I have what's it called? A fourth skill, like sacrifice. Like a sacrifice that I to be able to use Gengar simply have a cooldown. And plus I bonus ID when that's is active and bonus boss damage.
Oh, that's quite useful.
Yeah.
Well, wait, are you using all of those skills during the picture of the stat window? Because if not, then that increases your boss damage by more, right? Because you were a little bit concerned if it was on the low end. So
yeah, that's me have sacrifice since that's not something I can use all the time.
Mm-hmm. Wait, evil, yeah. Well, wait, I thought you said it had a long cooldown. It seems like it has a pretty short cooldown, right? The Radiant Evil?
Psychic have 20-second duration.
Yeah. Yeah. What? It says 20-second cooldown here. It says 3-second duration and 20-second cooldown is what it says here.
Oh,
So you can actually use it quite a lot.
yeah, it's the duration makes the thing makes felt kind of lackluster.
Okay. Well, I would I would advise to use it and to see where you can throw it out. I think it'll make your damage go up quite nicely. I guess the other one, Weapon Aura, is quite nice. It's mainly nice when it's high level though. The uptime gets really good when it's high level. On low level, I feel like it's not super good, but it helps you with your Cyclone, with your Explosion, right?
It's like only at level 10 and is in a booster slot that makes it +5, so 15 with booster slot.
Yeah, no, it's decent. It's decent. I guess the next thing you're maxing is your Spear, right? And then
Spear is the one I'm trying to max.
yeah, and it's getting a nice buff as well. So
yeah,
nice.
I only need like 4 more levels for Spear to max it.
Yeah, it's really close already. Yeah, usually I don't like max skills all the way. I get them to like 23 or something, and then as you open nodes, you'll get some anyway, and then they slowly level up like that. That's usually how I do it. I start working on the next
I
one.
mostly form up when I have about enough to make 10 craft 10 of a skill.
Big 10?
Yeah, make 10 at a time.
Yeah, 10 at a time, yeah.
You level it.
Yeah. Yeah, the higher you go, the the less that gets you. You get like 1 or 2 levels at the end, and in the beginning you get like 7 levels from that.
Like man ska krafka bygga time and not just minifiget.
Oh, someone in chat says training helps a ton. Blitz Shield and Radiant Evil Eye are really good for mobbing, someone says. So you could look into those to use it for mobbing as well.
Yeah.
I guess
Radiant
instead of
Evil
the
if you
Blessing and instead of the Nova probably.
Okay.
Okay. Does that make the Matrix more clear?
Yeah. Like explains what I need to try to get used to.
Yeah, exactly. I think sometimes just throwing it in and using it, you'll be like, oh, once you have it in there, you'll probably find a lot more situations where you think like, oh, here it can be useful, here it can be useful. But if you try it in one situation and you're like, oh, it doesn't help that much here, and then you take it out, and then without knowing it, you actually miss it on a lot of other situations where you never tried it yet.
Yeah.
That can happen. Okay. Let me look at your backups. Wow, that's a lot of backups. That's good though. A lot of dominators. A lot of people very jealous in the chat, I assume.
But you for damage, 1 for job,
Mm-hmm.
and 11 backups.
Looking good. And those are all reinforced earrings?
The
Oh, and
two
superior here,
in
yeah.
the
Yeah, in the bottom right. Yeah,
or
yeah, I see.
superior.
Yeah, and the belt's also superior, right? Next to it?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, and then... And one kind of treasure ring? Oh, not so lucky with those.
Yeah.
Well, you can't be lucky with all of it, right? If you're lucky with dominators.
Starforce mechanication a bit during the fighting 15.
Oh, did you blow some up?
Only one blew up.
Oh, one blew up, okay. And what did you end up with?
Spanky one scar.
Oh, very nice, very nice. And you're happy with that for a while?
Yeah.
I think that's a good outcome. 1 boom, 21 star. I'd take that.
Yeah, and potentially is probably something Xenons will be yelling off.
Yeah, Xenon will... is TRK in the chat? He's our resident Xenon. Make sure that he sees it. Where's he at? Yeah, it's very nice. I mean, even for any class, it's decent, right?
On pretty much on tier to legend guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was on the reveal?
Yep.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Well, that saves a lot of money. You can start working on other stuff first. TRK went back to work. Oh, okay. Okay, so I guess we can fully get into the equips. Do you have any questions not regarding equips?
Not really.
Not really, okay. I'll look at the other backups. We got droplets and stuff here. Oh, you got pictures of everything good. You got the Dineros. Is your boat level 3? Do you have the Dreadnought?
No, on your sailboat.
Sailboat, okay. Are you planning to level it up? Are you working on that now?
Sailboat is level 3.
Okay, okay. So you're working on it now to go for it?
Yeah, doing a bit of CPQ commercial a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Most people don't really like the daily, so not every day,
Yeah.
but
It's not that they take long. It's mostly boring.
yeah, you have to do the long voyages until it's leveled, and then once it's leveled, then you can do all the short voyages. But until then, it's pretty boring. Yeah, that's true. The Golix coins, 1200. Okay, so you've got some backup, and you got those 2 others. That's good to know. And you got a bunch of CRA. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. Are you keeping the black bean marks for anything specifically? Or is that something you want to ask about?
I mostly have them as probably something being a skulk getting lucky with pet mark jobs or something like that.
Right, you're using a black bean mark right now?
Yeah, as damage, yeah.
As damage, yeah. And were you planning to push it past 17 and maybe try to go for 20, or?
Maybe.
It's a bit annoying, right? Because you don't know if you get a pet mark.
To maybe have vacuum for damage, then think of making separate line to 6 king in case I get a pet mark.
Yeah, for sure.
Transfer that.
Yeah, and then you don't have to safeguard. You can just send them, and then if it booms, it's whatever. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea, yeah.
Yeah. 7 moves up in case of pet mark luck.
Yeah, yeah, hopefully. And then you can transpose and go nice and high on the monocle, and by then your boat is leveled, and you can go sail the high seas. So what else did you do last 5, 10, 15? Did you just do the kind of treasure ring?
Starforce, my CIA, and my Godlocks earring.
Godlocks earring? Did you do straight up the earring, or did you transfer hammer?
No, I had 4 backup earrings, so I could use skate.
Yep. Okay, that's good. And you're just saving the extras now in case you want to go for 22 later? Yep, okay. That's all. Okay, just double checking. That's all good. So what are the next things that you were planning to work on?
Think of since I'm 3 to 6 weeks away from getting Arcane weapon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because you're doing the Lucid runs and you have the you can exchange the droplets. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will have enough droplets. The only thing that's preventing me now is the boss droplets.
Yeah, boss droplets, yeah. So that's why you're doing the Lucid and the hard Lucid runs. Yeah, so that's the main upgrade, right? You want to save a lot of money for that, for good flame, good potential. And do you think you want to switch to hats, or do you want to just keep using your current hats?
No, to bag Scardor. I'm unsure if it works switching the hat or not.
Mainly, it'll probably for mobbing it'll be a bit worse, and then for bossing it'll be a little bit better. But I don't. Yeah, if you already have a 21-star hat, I don't think it's super necessary to switch over. But
21-star.
Yeah, the 21-star, because you probably, if you're gonna make an Abzo hat, you're probably only gonna make it 17 anyway, right? You're not gonna push all the way, I don't think. And then that means that for mobbing, you're gonna be a bit weaker, but for bossing, it's probably gonna be stronger because the set bonus, the 5 set bonus for Abzo comes back, and the 30% boss comes back. So those are like, that's the thing you have to think about. But you'll have to redo the potential, you have to get a good flame, you have to make the Abzo. But you can probably make it, you can make another Root Abyss hat, right? And then transfer hammer into the Abzo, so that's not the hard part. But the question is, do you want to spend all that money for the small increase when you're bossing? It's already going to be an increase if you get the Arcane weapon anyway, because the Arcane weapon is just so much better clean.
Then probably try to, if I get in time when the new boom is active, that will help a lot to jump Scardor a bit. Then start working on potential and flaming on that.
Yeah, the no boom will save you so much money, because safeguarding, even up to 15, safeguarding Arcane is so expensive. You've probably looked at the calculation, right? On like how expensive it is? A little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because, it's expensive. Some people are like, oh, I only spent 1 bill, and some people unironically spend 8 bill just to get it to 15 if they're unlucky. It can be very expensive. Because you have to safeguard every single one, right? Because you don't want to ever risk blowing it up, so... And they know that, so...
And we score post 12, yeah.
Yep, exactly, yeah. And it's not like you have a bunch of them lying around. So that's the main thing, the weapon, and what else were you thinking? Or, do you want to go through this stuff? Because you're working on transposing soon, maybe?
I need to get a way better flame for that.
Yeah, so you want to keep the current ones that you have, the current dominators, just for their function, and then flame another one with a really good flame, and then transpose that one? Okay. That sounds fine. I guess the main other thing that I could think of would be the belt, right?
Yeah.
Because you do have a lot of backups, and well, you do have the 2 because of the potential and the flame and stuff. Are you thinking you're gonna wait until you have more superior backups and then go straight up on the belt like you did with the earring?
Saving up until I have a few more backups.
Yeah. Okay. And but if you're gonna do that, that also means that you can probably get rid of a lot of the pink bean belts, right? because then you're not going to be using those much anyway. So then you can probably clear up the inventory a little bit.
Yeah. It's pretty full.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Because the same thing with the earrings, since you already have 21 now, and you probably want to wait until you have more superior backups and stuff as well. I would set like a certain number of like, this is how many earrings I'm keeping, and this is how many belts I'm keeping.
Yeah.
Because you want to keep more dominators if it's needed, because you're going to need so many more dominators. But like the current, like the extra...
Reinforced earrings and 13 pink beam belts.
Yeah, it's probably too many pink beam belts, if I'm being honest. Especially if you're just going to wait for more superior anyway.
Yeah.
If there's like a... So let's say there's like a 5, 10, 15 announced in a few weeks, and you have so much money, and all of your projects are gone, or done, and you're like, okay, I gotta do belts. You could do normal pink bean with drop rate every day for like 2 weeks, and you'll have 14 belts back. Right? Because with high drop rate, it drops pretty much every time. So you don't have to keep that many belts in your inventory. I think that you can make a way stronger argument for the reinforced earrings, right? Because those don't drop nearly as easily. So if you have to like pick what gets room, I would say Dominator gets room, the Superior Galax gets room, the Reinforced, the Counter Treasure Rings, right? These get space in your inventory, but I put the pink bean belts at lower priority. So you can probably clean up a little bit if you're starting to fill up on your inventory. And the other thing I think is the Deocidus earrings that you have as backups. Were you keeping those in case you would Starforce your drop rate gear?
Yeah, keeping those in case I will push, but if I get to the point when I'm going to start transitioning into Cernium and the Genghis area.
Because then you would want to go for 17 or maybe even higher, and then you don't want to... Yeah.
That's why I have a few of those.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay. So where you're training now, you're able to kill everything. Cernium is yeah, that's going to be a little bit later.
For me, when it comes to training, I have one area when you're on totem, one area when you're off totem.
Yeah, bigger map with more monsters, more traveling. Without totem.
On totem, BC4. Off totem, core 6 in Labyrinth.
Yeah, Labyrinth, yeah. And it's higher level burn as well, because nobody trains there, right? Well, you're in EU, so you have high burn.
In both areas, I almost get 100% burn. Most of the time, except when it's right after making us.
Yeah, so you have... Okay. So you have good coverage there. Yeah, these backups, yeah, so, yeah, the weapon, and I guess the belt would be the next project. But yeah, if you want to wait for the Superior and do it straight up on the Superior, that's the thing. The other option, right, would be like 21 transfer and then try to just send it 20 to 21 on the Superior, but then you'd have to redo the potential, which I don't think is the end of the world. But if you have the backups, you know, like with your Superior, and it works, then that's always cheaper, so...
Yeah.
It's cheaper in Starforce and it's cheaper in potential, so that'll be the win-win. So if you have that patience, then you know you have my blessing. By all means, go for that. But it does mean that most of your money is gonna go towards the weapon soon. The other options would be like the rings, right? The other rings, because you're still building up the Dineros on the boat, so that one's pretty far.
Yeah, for rings, I have one ring that's only temporary, but it's mostly until I move onto either solid ring or into my skill.
Right, and that's right. The Ephios ring is now temporary damage. Yeah. And do you have? Oh yeah, wait. Did I check? Oh yeah, 5 primals. Yeah. So with the no boom room, you're planning to work on that Starforce?
But the thing I work about is that ring can transfer into solid, and solid can transfer into my skill.
Yeah, it could, but my solid can only go up to 20, right? So if you transfer even at max solid into Meister, you get a 19.
To 16 transfer to my skill.
You could do that too, yeah. But if you wait until the no boom room, then there's no real difference there, right? Then you might as well do it right on the item. Then it'll be cheaper again.
Yeah, the only difference is the material, and the time it takes to get to Meso.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think that takes too long. I think it takes like 4 or 5 days if you craft quite a bit.
Yeah, it's mostly I'm trying to stockpile primers and twist the time,
Yeah.
so I have enough
You have enough of
for quite a few backups.
grand spell? Do you have enough grand spell essences?
That's no issue. It's mostly twist the time. On that
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, from what I heard, it's mostly the primals and the grand spell essences that people are kind of bottlenecked on. Because I think for the... but people who farm a lot typically have enough of those. You don't have a farming character, right? You make everything on your main?
Yeah, everything on my main.
Yeah. Where is it? Ring. Is it... 150? Oh yeah, 150 grand spell essences per craft. So if you want to make all 5, you need at least 750. But I think you have that, right? Yeah, for Twisted Times you need 4,000. Yeah. Oh, that's quite... These are the only ones you have? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's all about training a lot with and with a lot of drop rate. And when you level your Legion, do you usually train and do you loot or not?
I usually don't loot when I Legion leveling.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because the way you want to see it is like one character is never going to make a lot of Twisted Times, right? Like one character maybe can get like 5 or 10 of them. But if you do 30 characters and all of them get 10 of them, that's 300, right? So that's how you want to look at that, because like the Meso is not super important, but they can also get Grand Spell Essences, they can also get Twisted Times. And Spell Traces, right? Like all of those items as well. And if you have the Snail Pad and if you have the Buff Ramp Pad and stuff, I would advise if you're gonna train it to loot every now and then. And I saw someone ask it in the chat, and we can kind of like combine the two things right now. But when I say use the snail sparingly, usually it'd be like hop around, you know, kill stuff, wait until the map is like full of drops, and then take out the snail, loot the whole map, and until the map is like crispy clean, and then put the snail away again, and then start from scratch.
Just don't claim the packs at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I think that might be part of why the Twisted Times are so low, because they drop from pretty low-level monsters, and if you work on your Legion a lot, you'll build them up that way as well. And there's just power in numbers like that.
Yeah, since the packs often have limited duration.
Yeah. Well, the snail is only, if you take it out, right?
5 hours.
Yeah. But if you just, so I never take out the snail and then just leave it for 5 hours. If you look at any of my characters, they will, most of them will still have, okay, the snail has 0 hours, but I'm level 223, so it's allowed. But some of my higher level characters, and I never buy pets either, but they will just have, they will still have the snail for like an hour or half an hour, because I just take them out, loot, and then put them away again. And then that way you can use them way longer.
Yeah.
And if you're going to train hardcore and go to 200, usually then I take the buff ram. And then just keep the buff ram out, because that one doesn't have hour limitation, but just day limitation. And then you don't have to worry about, you know, constantly resetting it, because that's very annoying. So I would do that, because then if you're working on Legion, or if you're working on your main, both of them will be generating the Twisted Times for you, because that is your bottleneck now. Yeah, you do need to get some more of those. But so your plan was to work with Solid?
Yeah, my plan was to transfer back to Solid, get back to 16, then have some time to work on getting up to Meister.
Right. But just to make a Meister 17 and a stop there for now?
I'm actually not thinking of stopping 17 on Meister. I'm thinking of pushing past that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to get a few backups.
Right. Yeah, because if you're going to replace the shitty one, you might as well replace it with a good one. And what's the next ring that you want to work on after that? Would it be another kind of treasure and then into the superior, or buy backups for reinforced? Because that's your other two options, basically, right?
not quite sure on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit torn.
It'll probably depend on if you get a lot of kind of treasures first, then you can do that first. And if you don't get a lot of canas, but you do have, you know, all the other upgrades are done and you have the money, then you can buy reinforced backup.
I måste ju kocken Belks och shoulders
Shoulders?
from Princess New.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, today I just got a belt and a shoulder as well.
Those, but ain't bad in.
Yeah. It'd be cool if they all dropped the ring, but, you know. Well, the drop rate helps there as well, right? One thing you can do, if you want to speed that process up, is besides your current drop rate and Meso set, is also make us, for all of the Meso items, make another one that has only drop instead of Meso, so that you can get up to the 200% item drop rate cap. That's something you can also do, if you want to boost your drop rate more. So you basically just get 9 accessories all with drop rate. And then one with double, hopefully, so that you can get to 200%.
Yeah.
That's an option, yeah.
Much I think when my inventory is not so filled up.
With your... Sorry, what did you say? With your event ring?
Yeah, my inventory is kind of filled up.
Yeah, your inventory. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we can get rid of a lot of the pink beam belts for now, right?
Yeah, fucking might be a bit much to have a save gap.
There's quite a bit. Well, hopefully, you know, one event, if you can get one black beam mark to 16, then you don't have to keep the other ones. Just that will save a little bit of room. Yeah, for the earrings, I would just keep a certain max, and then just if you get more, just extract them. Don't go over.
Not keeping more reinforced earrings. I'm keeping it at 9.
Yeah. And for Dominators, I mean, I guess you can just starforce 1 to 16 without safeguard, and then...
Bullseye have a bunch of backups. Was just jobb på väg och Titan could get them.
I mean, like, other characters have trouble?
Most other people often don't get very lucky with Dominators.
No, that's true.
I go Dominators when I don't care about them. I just after permanence.
Yeah, you just want primals, yeah. And then you get a stinky Dominator. What are you supposed to do with these? They just stink up your inventory.
Kind of filling up. So I'm
well, I know how you mean, man.
Sometimes I'm also bad to put them in the inventory.
I know what you mean. I got my 8th pap mark on my Demon Avenger today. What am I supposed to do with all of these? You tell me.
Kind of need one.
You want one of them?
I haven't gotten lucky with those. The only thing I gotten pep to job is his chairs.
Yeah, that one is really nice. I've got a whole pyramid here.
One, but kind of like 5 of them.
Well, you get really lucky with one and then really unlucky with the rest. That's what it seems to do.
But my Starforce advice wasn't so bad with booms either.
If it booms, what?
My booms on the 510 to 15. One boom of Kanya, 2 of the superior boom, Iron boomed, Tanks boomed, and the rest of the CIA rarely boomed at all.
Yeah, that's because you have backups. You know what's gonna boom a lot? It's gonna be your Commercy stuff, your Sweetwater accessories, because there it's very expensive to get all the dineros, so those are gonna boom. But then the CRA where you have like 100 backups, those don't boom because it's like they don't care.
Yeah. And
it's always like that.
Above average to get to 21 star.
Definitely, with those booms.
I spent like 35 bill to get all the 5 items to 21.
That's really good.
Yeah, average is like 10 bill an item.
Yeah, and you did 5 items?
5.
Yeah.
In 35.
Yeah, that's really good. So weapon, and then you were holding off on belt. Yeah, and for Abzo, we're just staying at where we are now, right? You have just 2 lines, 17, 3 line on the shoulder.
I should have kind of potential.
Yeah, I did the. I rolled the exact same on my potential as well. I was able. The shoulder that was the only item that rolled 3 line for me as well. I don't know if they're slightly more common, but the glove is fine like this. The flames are all okay. Because the main thing is you want to just move the whole thing into Arcane at some point, right? But for that you need to do the bosses now first and the levels.
Yeah, it's mostly the boss scopes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I guess the other thing is that you're earlier than working on the rings. It's probably going to be better to work on the pendant and work on a dominator for high star force, and then transfer hammer into the superior pendant.
That's why it's kind of good to keep a lot of films.
You want to keep all of them for sure, yeah, until you're completely done. Because even after that, what you're going to do if you get a source of suffering, you want to do high dominator into superior, and then back into high superior, and then transfer into the source of suffering. And if that booms, you need to go all the way back to dominator and start over. So you're going to need dominators forever, so you definitely always want to keep those. But what I'm saying is, compared to the superior ring, right, where you want to get the kind of treasure rings, or meisters, but you know, you're already working on that one itself, and then transfer over. The superior ring situation is very similar to the superior pendant situation, but for the superior pendant you have way more fodder right now, so it would be a way higher priority than the superior ring, is what I was trying to say. And you'll keep the flame, that's really nice. 32 and 2 on that. And the potential is only 2 lines, quote unquote, which means that it's also not too hard to replace it, so that's fine. Because you want to save all the Gollux coins for backups for reinforced, right?
2 lines for at least 2 lines for me. Sunkai, I can roll 3.
Yeah, that'll be a while, right? Because there's a lot of 21 stars to make. But once you have 21 stars, yeah, then you can go really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my Gollux, superior Gollux thing is what I have on it is from the reveal on it.
It's from what?
When I rolled the calculator on reveal, I got freaking ice potential.
Yeah. That's solid. That's solid. Or superior,
2
I
lines
guess.
plus 1 line of force cat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad the reinforced ring rolled dex on the last line. If that was strength, it would be the same, right? It would be a copy.
Yeah.
Almost. So for all the upgrading on the equips, is there any piece where you're wondering like how far to go or what to work on?
Mostly wondering if I should roll anything, like potential or flames.
Or right now? What is the flame on your cup right now? Because I don't know if I.
I boosted it.
Hang on, I must have scrolled over it.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna cube anything, I'll probably cube the heart, because that one has the lowest junk line, so that one will be the cheapest to do. I don't think you posted the cup, or I'm looking over it 16 times maybe.
Yeah, I boosted it, but it might be that Imago kind of moved it.
Possible. Hang on. Shoulder, shoe, cape, glove, pants, earring, belt, ring. Temporary ring. I don't see it. But do you know how good it is? The cup?
About over 90 flame score.
Okay, that's pretty good. Well, you keep that in line with the CRA stuff, right? I think flame wise and potential wise, like if you're like itching to cube something, you can cube the heart and then maybe the reinforced ring. But other than that, I would mainly just save money for star forcing again. It's maybe a little bit of a boring answer, right? Because you just did star forcing and you're gonna do even more. But once you get your weapon, you're gonna get to cube that. And you're gonna get to flame that, so that's gonna be a lot of money spent.
Well, I think you might expect save up for that, get it, Starforce in this new boom. Then after that, work on flames and poke on it a little, by waiting for 5, 10, 15.
Pretty much. That's probably what's. And then keep building up the narrows, right, for the book. And if you get to the 10 sets for the badges, and you get to use an extra familiar, if you get the ID familiar in there, I think you can move some Legion around to go for a little bit more critical damage, a little bit more boss damage, a little bit less ID in the board, or maybe some more buff duration if that helps you with the boss fights, with the survivability and with the DPS. That's a lie. I boomed 5 hats and 6 pants, but it's still not enough. You know, if you look at the proportion of backups you have, and then and how much of that you boom, for CRA you boom like nothing compared to the pile that you have.
Yeah, I kind of agree there. The most CRA I can boom is pants.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Then.
Yeah. That's one I can boom a lot for most people.
I guess you risk it the most as well, right? When you have like kind of confirmation bias where if you don't really risk any item except for CRA, then you're gonna boom CRA a lot. Kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But once you start risking all the other ones, it's like, But there's always the extremes. One item will boom like 15 times and another one's 0. It's all over the place. Yeah, so I wouldn't roll on the weapon secondary and emblem and stuff like that. I would definitely just save up for your arcane weapon first, and then just go hard on that. And then depending on what that rolls, you can see how much you need.
The front flame is not bad, but when I tried to roll for that, I actually got lucky and got way below average on that.
On which one? Your current weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The average of that is around 260 flames.
Oh.
I used 50.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, the tier 6 boss makes up for that for sure.
Yeah. Percent Orskak, Strength and Gex, and T5 attack.
That's a good combination of stats. And you know, you're not gonna keep it forever anyway, so you don't need to get like the 10,000 flame roll. But I guess when the weapon is done,
until you go for Arcane.
Yeah, exactly. Once the weapon is done, I think then is probably a good time to reroll the emblem. When your legion is a little bit bigger, you have more ID everywhere. You have the familiars ready, all of that stuff, and then you can roll out of the IED on your emblem and go full attack. That's what I would do. And then you basically just sit on all your money and then wait until you have enough droplets to buy full arcane set, right? It's mainly what it is.
Yeah, mostly trying to get back transition over to arcane of the thing that are mostly the main goal.
Yeah, trying to get a drop. Yeah. Hopefully.
But it may take some time.
Yeah, as you get more accessories up to 21, your damage output will get pretty crazy too.
Yeah.
You're leveling your skill nodes. Everything is going along quite nicely. I think you're well on track. The arcane weapon is going to make a huge difference. Like once you equip that one, you're going to see your damage go up by a lot, dude.
Yeah, need to flame it. Just not sure what flame to aim for at the start.
So if you look at the progression grid, do you know how the flames work? Flame scores and everything, right? You've mentioned flame score, right?
Yeah. You have to calculate it.
Yeah. And for weapon, it's a bit different because the tiers are percentage
based
of the...
on attack.
Yeah. So...
Or magic attack if you have... or a magician also.
The magician, yeah. So if you are... So here you see weapon flame. You see that?
Yeah.
And then you look for late game. That's where you are. That's where your level is.
Yeah.
So then you can see here, so earlier late game is what you're looking for. So somewhere between this and this. So at least tier 6 attack is what you're looking for. And then plus, which means you can see over here. So plus means something like percentage boss damage, percentage all stat. Those are the most important things that make that empower. So if you can hit tier 6 and then some of that, That would be the good thing to aim for. So if you want to know what tier 6 is, you can use the calculator and look for the number, right?
I use a calculator, but not the same one you use.
Oh, there's probably multiple ones. And maybe Brendan
Yeah,
May
the
probably has
you
one,
use
right?
is the same from the same site as the simple tracker.
From the cost
From the
calculator?
same site that I have to track my simple progression.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Calculate it.
Mm-hmm.
But also have flame system, but you can save weapon flame, dailies, and vehicle tracker as well.
Mm-hmm. So, well, I mean, if you have something else that's more useful, but it should give you the same numbers, right? Like what tier 6 is and what tier 5 is for your weapon. It should give you the same result. So if it's like tier 6 attack and then something else on top of that, that's the main thing you're looking for. Even if in the beginning you just hit tier 6 attack with nothing, then that's good enough for a little bit. And then, you know, if you want to spend a lot of money later, then you can try to min-max it. Try to add like a line of boss damage, for example.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, like tier 6 boss and like, tier 6 attack with like a tier 5 boss or something, that's already really, really good. That's what most people aim for.
The only thing I can't see anywhere is a tier of boss flame on weapon.
Yeah, so I use this one. And then if you put in the level and if it's flame advantaged and what the base attack is of the weapon, then it'll show here what the tiers are, what the numbers are.
Tier of attack, yeah.
Yeah.
But tier of boss, attack.
Oh, yeah. Boss
damage.
damage is just double the tier. So like 8% boss is tier 4 and 10% is tier 5.
Huh.
So it's just times 2. And then for damage, it's the same number. It's just tier 1 is 1%, tier 2 is 2%. That's why we typically want boss damage over damage, because we optimize for bossing, and boss damage just gives you double. So, and for, you know, for bossing, damage and boss damage is the same value, right? So if you can get double from one than the other one, then you'd rather have the boss damage than the damage.
Så nåkas gång boss damage is nåkas gångens attack in reboot.
No.
Since the percent damage. But that will probably change once the reward comes in.
Yeah, that'll change the balance between attack. Like at 1% attack is still going to be more than 1% damage, but the difference is not going to be nearly as big as it is now.
Yeah, but both damage lying on potential might be more worth it.
Mm-hmm. Here, I think you're looking for this, but this is probably a lot of information. But if you use this and you look at like boss damage, and where's the damage to boss damage here? Here you can see the tiers and the numbers if you want. But yeah, you see boss damage is just double.
Oh.
And then damage percent is the same, and all stat is also the same. So once you know that, it's a simple rule.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing, is there any equip or anything in the game now where you're still wondering how to move on? Do you have the monster parker? Do you have that anvil?
No, I not quite done with that.
But you're working on it, then that's fine.
Monster Park, the only day that's actually close
Sunday,
to
probably.
complete Sundays.
Yeah, for the experience boxes. That's most people.
It's about 70 something on that one.
Mm-hmm. All right, close to that one. Then if you do, then you just make sure you plan your boss runs on Sunday so that you have the effect then anyway.
73 out of 77 on Sundays.
Oh, okay, nice. But yeah. So that's eventually that's something useful to work on.
I'm trying to get the others to catch up with it.
It'd probably take a while.
Yeah.
It'd probably take a while, but it is worth it in the long run. It is worth it. So if you feel like doing it, like if you feel like doing the Commercy Voyages, if you feel like doing Monster Park, you do them. But if you don't do it every day, it's not too bad.
Yeah. I can go for at least do my Arcane symbol scalers every day.
At least you only have 2 areas now, right, to do Arcane symbol dailies, so that makes it faster.
Yeah. My thought was when I clear out one area, I get more farming time.
Yep, exactly. More freedom. Your chores are done. You get to leave the table when you're done with your food.
Yeah. But the organ maximal synthesis, it's more organ than most people. A sphere was actually my third to max.
Was it because of the compensation? You put all
Yep.
in a sphere? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so is there any questions you had left or anything you still wonder about?
The only thing is, at what point would be a good idea to start thinking of making bossy mules?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think you can still... Do you feel like you have enough time, like a lot of time in the week free for that? For your income?
Income?
Because here it is. I think it's mainly going to be valuable to have your bossing mules online if you're moving away from Limina and moving into Cernium. Because then your income will go down a lot if you're training in Cernium compared to Limina. But your experience will go up. So you'll want to train in Cernium, right, to get good rates, but your income will go down. And then if you have bossing mules to supplement the loss of income, then that will be a good timing to do it. So probably once your main gets closer to like 260 to 265, then you want to have them online and be able to go.
Yeah. That will probably be a thing to consider.
Yeah, so with the upcoming winter, right, you can look at Terra Burn to see which characters you would want to make boss mules, and you can already get them to 200. You can maybe keep leveling them a little bit, up to 210, maybe to 220. And then they can be strong enough, earn their own CRA gear, replace the temporary, and then when the time comes, you just throw some extra nodes in there, and then they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Because then you won't need as many nodes in your main anymore either, right? And then...
And you possibly maybe use the common tactic of CIA takes.
You could just do CRA for a while, build up like that. So what I usually do is if I do bosses and I get a lot of cubes, a lot of flames, I already start looking at which characters do I want to make bossing mules, and I already start throwing the cubes and the flames to that character. Because at a certain point, like Monster Crossman cubes doesn't do anything for you. Meister cubes can probably mess up your item more. Flames will just mess up your items on your DK, right? So you just put them on another character instead, where you have way more chance of upgrading instead of downgrading. And then slowly as you do that, you'll notice those characters will start to be able to do a lot.
Yeah,
that's usually how I do it. Over time.
Yeah, I also probably will need to get when I don't have as much nukes to work on.
Yeah. That depends if you want to go for 8k Legion, right? Then you're going to be working on mules for quite a lot longer than if you're okay with 6k.
Yeah.
If you want to go for 8k, then it's going to take longer until you get to bossing mules. But if you're okay with 6k, then you can just push like...
DK benefits, I mean, I probably not won't stop at 6k for me. It's probably closer to 8k for me.
You want to go for 8k?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
At some point, at least.
Yeah, so for that, I would just do 6k first, and then focus on level 200 on the characters with good rank S Legion board, or the characters with good level 3 link skills first, and then get those out of the way. And then in getting some level 210 characters, you'll find which characters have good skills, good 5th job, and which ones will benefit your account a lot. And then that's where you can start to see if you want to turn them into boss mules. Because some of those characters like Demon Slayer and like Arc, for example, have very good level 3 links. And those will also be very viable bossing mules. So you'll be able to see immediately if you like those characters and if you want to use those for that.
Yeah, I know it requires too much focus to perform on. That's why I don't enjoy it as much. But I was thinking of bossing move between Bishop and Wing Archer.
Okay, did you like those characters a lot to play them?
Wing Archer, I knew I used to like at least before 5th job. Not sure about that anymore.
Well, when it comes to like both of those characters, I feel like they don't come online too early. Like they need, I think, a decent amount of funding before they get really good. When it comes to bossing mules, typically look at characters
Bishop
like
was the
Adele and...
consideration since I have a fake Arcane on it.
Ah, I see, I see. Well, that would definitely make it a lot stronger than the average would be at that level, right?
Yeah.
And what level is your bishop?
140.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could push that one. I did Project CRA on it. Like it's doable. It's not super strong, but it's doable for sure. But I didn't have a fake Arcane, so
Yeah.
it gets a lot of crit rate by itself. So you don't have to work on crit rate at all. You could just go ID, boss damage, and then buff duration is very important for if you're gonna do bishop, because you want to make infinity last as long as possible. It's very similar to Dark Knight, so that's also simple. You can use the same Legion setup.
Yeah. We have duration from mechanic for that.
Yep, for mechanic. But also, if you build up your Legion, right, you're going to prioritize critical damage, and then the ID, and the buff duration, and then a little bit of boss damage if you can. Then there's going to be the same Legion build for your Bishop, so that will save you time with like switching stuff around. So that might be nice, actually.
The good thing there is both benefit from buff duration.
Yep, exactly. Benefit from the same layout. Yeah, so that'd be a nice one. Wind Archer, yeah, I think Wind Archer takes a little bit longer, I think, to come online. I haven't done Project CRA on that yet.
Yeah.
But they seem good bossers though, with their 5th job skills. They seem pretty well rounded.
Yeah, they are consistent damage.
Not
They
bursty?
are not a burst class.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, They have like 1 tornado extra for burst, and that's about it. But if you enjoy playing them, then by all means go for it, you know?
Yeah, but the thing I was looking at is the recommended boost news for them. One of the mobbing skill recommended that is a skill I don't think you're using.
The one where you like slap the thing?
The cape one, yeah. A most skill like to use Spine Vortex on them.
Yeah, Vortex
For
is
mobbing.
nice. Well, if you're making boost nodes specifically for bossing, you can do something else than whatever is advised. That can be fine. That's what I did as well. Like, I'm opening boost nodes and people are like, oh, you wanted this boost node? It's like, well, one of those skills is because it's really good for mobbing. I'm not going to mob. I'm only going to boss. So if you have a boost node that's just 2 out of 3 with the 2 skills that you're going to use when you're bossing, then that's fine. But you might have to ask someone who specifically plays that character to be like, hey, if you're bossing, which skills do you use a lot for bossing? And then specifically look for those skills.
I have what the main bossing skill is at least.
Yeah, if in my vmatrix command, we also look at which boost nodes you make, and then if it's split up between mobbing and bossing, then it'll also be mentioned there. So maybe you can find it there, if which skills are more important for mobbing and which ones are more important for bossing. So that could help you out. Do you see the link? I sent it in Discord.
That one, yeah.
But the reason I'm asking is because I have to go do some bosses soon.
Okay.
We're about at the end. So, any last things I can help with?
I think that's about Gothic.
Okay. Well, a lot of work, but I think you're very, very well on the right track. There wasn't too much that was really crazy that I had to pull you from the ledge from. So a lot of... I didn't see anything that was really, really weird.
Some of things are above the expected point.
Yeah. I mean, once you get the arcane weapon, you'll get a huge boost. So I'm happy for you that you can experience that boost. That's going to be really big.
Yeah.
And well, I wish you the best of luck.
How lucky I am with Lucid Geoplex.
Yeah. Remember to switch to your drop rate, get your holy symbol on. Make sure you take off any kind of when you're killing in phase 3 at the end. Try to take off any skills if you can that are like summons that deal damage.
Phase 3, yeah, since my burst is kind of lacking. I want to have at least one tail on
Yeah.
that. I'm
On the high
only like
defense.
600 bill.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Arcane Weapon and also the extra V-Matrix changes that we talked about, using those skills more, I think that will help you quite a bit.
Yeah.
And if you still have another, if you want to min-max, you can also make a special node called Fatal Strikes. You can also make that one. That'll give you a little bit more damage as well on the final burst, if you need to min-max more.
Yeah.
If you want. All right. But yeah, best of luck with everything. And yeah, you can always ask me on Discord or not. I'll put it on YouTube so you can listen back to it if you need to hear back any details. But good luck in EU, and send my greetings to Puzzle Guild once again.
I will.
And well, have a good day, man.
Thanks.
All right, bye bye.
See ya.
All right, awesome. Okay, so once again, make sure you leave a comment if you would like to get one of these progression sessions for yourself as well. Once again, for October, I will be drawing 2 winners. This was, I think, no, this was not one of the winners. But we have the 2 September winners that we are planning their run, their own progression sessions for somewhere in the next week, I think. So if you want to win as well, let me know in the comment section of the YouTube video. And you might get drawn as a winner as well for the October raffle. Other than that, I hope it was educational for you. No, it wasn't 100% easy to understand what he was saying at all times. I tried my best. But, you know, if you're kind of struggling with English, if it's your second language, and you're still willing to do it and try. So if you do put the extra effort in, I put the extra effort in to listen and to try to make it work. So I think I got better with understanding everything that was going on a little bit down the road. Appreciate everyone in chat being very... it's almost weird. I almost feel like you're like thanking someone for doing something that's like common decency, but it's not as common anymore these days. So I want to thank everyone in the chat for not being like really weird about it. I'm glad that I selected a bunch of very nice people in the chat. Hopefully you guys in YouTube comment section can also be understanding enough. So yeah, if you want one of these sessions, or if you have information for me, battle analysis, monster skill per hour, or training videos, or you want to join my guild in NA, for all of those, there are links in the description. And for all of the information, all of the guides, all of the things here that we went through, all of this can be found in my Twitch channel over at twitch.tv/Scardor, where I stream every day. So if you have any questions, don't be a stranger, pop in, ask away. We're there to help and to give you guys information. So I'll see you either in stream, or I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.